Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Afrobeat Live Fan Zone. Another edition of ABL Fan Zone. This is our second edition. We are happy to introduce this fan, and we're having a lot of love overseas. So we're going to continue. With me today, I have a new DJ, a Man U fan, old school Man U fan. You can tell by the jersey. DJ Davids. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, bro.
Hey. Thank you. Feeling the love. Next to him, we have a returning guest, Mr. Ephedrine, Olayinka Davids. Welcome back, sir.
It's nice to be back. So many things have happened since we last met. I'm really excited to talk about it.
I see you smiling after that win, huh?
I don't know about that. You know, I'm still not a fan of Jose, but we'll see.
All right. Next to him, I have a brother that I've known for a very, very long time. A hardcore Arsenal fan, because the Arsenal fans refuse to show up this week. Mr. Solitude, holla back. I know it's a tough loss, but we have a brother is a hardcore Arsenal fan, so he's brave enough to come and grace us with his presence today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Eugene Edmondson-Deigh.
Thank you, Taiye.
Don't worry, it's an Arsenal fan. He forgot his
Don't
jersey.
worry, Arsenal for life.
Thank you very much. And next to me, we have a returning brother, my boss himself, Karl.
Hey, good to be here,
Mr. Man. How you doing, sir?
Good. Pep Revolution still going strong. So
yeah.
Pep Evolution with Arab
that's
money.
Somebody smiling because of that win. So, now that we've gotten all the salutations out the way, let's get straight to the topic. Number one topic this week. Actually, today, a few hours ago, the Nigerian Olympic team unfortunately lost to Germany. So now they're forced to play for the third place match on Saturday to go for the bronze. And I think they're going to get it. So let me ask you, Yinka, what do you feel about the tournament for Nigeria overall? What's your opinion? How do you think we did, and what's your take on it?
Yeah, like I said the last time we were here, I'm not a big fan of the Nigeria whole sport organization, but I felt bad for the boys. They went through a lot. I think they deserve better, but to compliment their effort, I think a bronze medal is not out of line for them. So I'm really, really rooting for them to win the top place game on Saturday.
Davido, do you think it's a bronze medal or fourth place is a good place for Nigeria?
I think a bronze medal is good. I watched the game today, and it was kind of interesting. I think you can't take anything away from Germany. They played an excellent game. I think people always look at one side if we're well prepared, but Germany was good too. But I think fourth place is third place. Sorry,
third place. Well, we could be fourth. We never know.
That would be very disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, those boys went through so much. They deserve at least the top.
Eugene, I know you're not Nigeria, but I know you saw the game.
Yeah, I watched the game,
Okay.
and I think Nigeria deserves better. They could have done better, but the best team won. So I think the bronze would be good for them. At least it makes up for their lost effort.
Karl.
yeah, it's just a shame because those guys could have gone for gold. If the federation was better prepared, they had things in place. If we are better organized, better funded. Again, we've fallen short because we lack leadership to help us get to our objective. So for me, bronze would be a good consolation, but we could have gotten the gold or silver.
I agree. And I think bronze definitely would be a good look. It's not a bad look. And I've said since the beginning of the tournament, I don't think Mikel should be there. So if it goes on with a bronze medal, I guess it's okay. We can fight him for that. Or we can force him for that. Yeah. So speaking of Nigeria, there's an incident that happened this week. There's about Mikel having to pay $4,000 for Nigeria to be able to get out of the hotel. I think it's embarrassing when a hotel is holding Nigerian national team hostage because of $4,000 and they couldn't pay the bills. And this is not just a bill accrued by the players. This is a bill accrued by the officials, the extra official members of the national team. What do you guys think? I'm gonna open the floor. Anybody?
Again, this is what I keep talking about the lack of leadership and the lack of preparation. I mean, if we had won the goal, we should have given it back because we don't deserve it. You know, how can a player be paying the hotel fees for the whole team because we're not prepared or planned?
AJ, what do you think?
No, I think it's very embarrassing though, because Nigeria deserves better. They have the money, they have the resources, but because of all the personal reasons, I guess the government's not focused on the interest of the players. So like Karl is saying, lack of discipline and the leadership, it tells a lot. If they had good and excellent leadership, then everything else would fall into place. But
okay, DJ.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They need more discipline, but there are conflicting articles out there in terms of them calling the minister. The minister said when you guys left Nigeria, you left with I think 17 players or so, and then when they got there, they had the extra 4 or 5 players. So you begin to figure out, well, is it actually the ministry or is it actually somebody being funny in the team? So I think there needs to be some type of alignment, there needs to be some type of discipline, and we need to get our act together, really. No, it's not acceptable for a player to be filling our bill last minute when we're supposed to be focused going into a game.
You got anything you want to add to that?
Hey, just like everything else, Karl said it better. I mean, it's lack of leadership. That's what it is, and I don't think the Minister of Sport should have a job as we speak, because it's an embarrassment to the players. It's an embarrassment to Nigeria as a country. All the people involved need to just lose their job after this event.
And to Chika's point, I mean, we have an embassy in Brazil, right? I mean, what's the function of the embassy? If we cannot source $4,000 from the embassy to help pay the bills of our dream team, then what's the whole point?
I think the Mikel having to pay that bill has to do with the timing, because from what I heard, if they had not moved swiftly, they could have missed their flight to the venue of their next game. So I mean, again, it boils down to lack of organization, lack of leadership, and I think everybody involved should be punished for this.
But this is not the first time it's happened, though. I mean, it keeps happening.
Yeah, but we can't continue. We can't say because it's not the first time.
No,
we can't say
you should have gotten your act together by now. I mean, you learn from your experiences, and it keeps happening over and over and over again. I mean,
you know why? Because we have
the
the wrong people in the right positions. If you get the right people in the right position who have a passion for the game, who know what to do, all this crap won't happen.
Yeah,
we need to figure out how to get the right people in the right place so that we can deliver. Nigeria deserves better.
So let's go on a lighter note. The U.S. women's goalkeeper, Hope Solo. You guys seen the text the tweet that she sent out this, I think it was Tuesday, after they lost. I mean, I've played games, I've coached games that I've lost, and I feel really, really bad. But as a human being or as a coach, I don't go to Twitter to bash other
opponents
because of their tactic. Hope Solo, in my opinion, I think she's the best goalkeeper in the world, as well on the women's side. But I think she's crazy. I think she's something loose in her head. It's not the first time she's done something like this. It's not the first time she's had issues, anger issues, fighting families. I don't know what it is. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think it's right for somebody to go to Twitter and bash your whole
The woman needs help. She needs help.
Let me tell you what I call her, Karl. I'm sorry to cut in. I just got to get this out there. She's what I call the Donald Trump of female soccer. She's got something's going on up there.
But she really does need help.
I mean, that comment was just totally out of place. And if you're a sports fan, if you're an athlete, there's no reason whatsoever for you to look down on your opponent, especially when you're the loser.
Right.
I mean, she's a sore loser, pretty much.
Yeah. I agree, because she handled it very unprofessionally. I mean, she shouldn't have vented off, in public. Everybody loses one way or the other, but there's a way and place and time to do things. So it was very unprofessional for her. But I think she's a great person. She's a excellent goalkeeper. and all, but I think the coach as a whole should be able to manage her team better in terms of, the communication aspect of getting information out there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for me, it's always because of her position and the influence she has with young girls. She has to be careful what she says and how she behaves, because young girls will look at her and say, "Well, that's how Hope behaves. Maybe I can do that as well." I coach girls soccer, and I know how those things influence young girls and how they behave, especially 11, 12-year-olds. So because of her position, she needs to weigh her words very carefully and be careful what she says and how she behaves.
But remember, she's an individual, though. Not everybody handles.
But that's an excuse. You're making an excuse for her. When you're a role model, you got to watch what you do, irrespective of your personal challenges. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand she's an individual, but at the same time, you have to understand that with the success of the women's national team, a lot of girls look up to this woman.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of girls out there that want to be national team players when they grow up. And because of that, they look up to.
And that's why I say it's up to the coach to be able to manage a team better, to prepare them
it's not a matter
for
of management. I think she has
losing games
issues.
and how you handle losing games. I don't think she was prepared.
I think she was prepared.
properly.
I think that's just who she is, honestly. And I think the coach should, maybe punish her. But before we move on to EPL, our favorite subject, I want to talk about other sports. His Olympic is going on. Obviously, we're all proud of Michael Phelps, who's from Maryland. We're all proud of Ledecky, the swimmer. But there was a bit of a controversy going on in the Olympic right now that I want to talk about. Back in the days, I used to be a track runner, so I watch all the track. Great job by Usain Bolt and everything else. But there's a little bit of a controversy with the lady. I think her name is Shawnee Miller from Bahamas. In the 200 meters, you guys said
400.
400 meters.
Yeah.
She towards the finishing point, she actually fell. I think she fell. I don't think she dove.
She fell or
Do you think she dove?
No.
Or she fell?
She tripped and
she
she
dove.
fell.
She
No,
dove.
she wasn't. She
Okay,
knew
so
it was at the
You
end.
think she tripped?
Yeah.
How many people here think she dove? Let's get a thumbs up.
No, she dove.
I'm on
How many
the
people think
fence.
she fell?
Down my knees. She knew what she was doing.
So she fell. I mean, it was right at the end.
But
Clearly fell.
let me put it this way.
That's the best position.
She fell or she dove. Is there anything wrong with it?
Of course there is. If she dove intentionally to win, that's unethical. It is legal, but it's unethical. And for the rest of her life, that will follow her all the way through.
Actually, when you run in,
Who cares?
when you run track and field,
but
when
some-
you get to the
some
line, you
people-
can duck.
Some people
You
care.
can.
Some people like myself,
Yeah.
we care. If I want to win, if I'm going to win, I want to win with honor. I don't want to win with any comma or question mark.
on.
This
That's
is the
me.
finals.
There are people like me.
Come on.
There are people like me who
Aguero dive all the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't mean it's
Bro,
right.
Did
It
you
doesn't-
ever return the title? You guys won the last 4 years.
It doesn't make it right though.
But here's the
It
thing,
doesn't make it
though,
right.
But Kyle, here's the thing though. When you run track, right? Like I said, I've ran track back in the days, and I remember during the finish point, our coach used to tell us to lean forward.
lean,
Anybody
yeah.
that's run track, and there's been times where in Nigeria we don't run on a pavement track. Our track is actually on the grass. There's been time that you're trying to lean forward, actually fall forward.
Yeah, I hear
That's
you.
why I feel the sympathy for her. That's why I don't think there's anything
But
wrong
she
with
did
it.
not. She
that's why I
she
said
dove.
that.
The
But it
woman
depends on
dove.
how you look at
the
it.
woman dove intentionally. Watch it again. Time and time again. She dove intentionally to cross the line with her torso
Wow.
because she knew the rule was that if you cross the line with your torso versus your leg, you get the goal.
That's not fair.
That is the
I
truth.
think she fell.
No,
I think she
If
fell.
you look at
Anyway,
it, I mean,
Nobody just go out there.
but remember, this is the Olympics, and
We're
it's
going
once
to
every 4
analyze it
years.
again. We're going to analyze it frame by frame, and we're going to talk about this at some other
We'll
time.
post the
I know
video on
we're going
Afrobuild.
to.
We'll put in a comment. We want to know if you think she dove or she actually fell, and if there's anything wrong with it.
But I mean, I'm sorry, Ty.
No, it's okay.
What's the name of the US lady that lost to?
That came second place.
That came second.
Alison Felix.
She is a perfect example of how someone that lost
Yes.
should
Composure,
behave
yes.
compared to
Professional.
Solo.
Yes.
She just went. She even went ahead to reach out to the girl to pat her on the back because she was still on the floor in pain or something.
Yeah.
She went on to pat her and
But
she
that's
never
being
said
a
anything after
professional.
that.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
professionals
Yeah.
do, and that's why I said Hope Solo was being unprofessional.
Yeah.
Because she cannot handle
Yeah.
losing.
Yeah.
So let's go back to last week. So we're gonna be tally up what's happening. All right, Davido, you ready? So last week you won here, and Eugene, you won here. So what we've been doing is we're keeping track of what teams pick. For Arsenal last week was Benga Solitude.
Okay.
And so far, I'm just actually the one that's losing. Out of the games we had last week, I got 5 correct, predicted 5 winners correct. Mr. Ephedrine is tied with Arsenal. Man U is tied with Arsenal and tied with Man City that predicted 6 games correct. So last week, just a quick review. The game between Hall and Leicester, we all got it wrong.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think anybody saw that. Did you, David, did you see Leicester beating Hall? I'm sorry, Leicester losing to Hall City last week? No. You think it was going to happen?
No.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the way Leicester came out, it's like they didn't want to play the game.
Well, Taiye, the problem is, you take out the MVP for Leicester was N'Golo Kante last season.
Yeah.
You take that guy out. The guy who was playing his role was playing nothing.
Even Mahrez was, all his passes were misplaced.
Because Mahrez was still debating his whole issue with his
I think
contract.
the only person that actually tried was Vardy.
Vardy, yeah.
Unfortunately, he couldn't get a goal. He did his best.
Yeah, he gives
including punching himself in the face.
200% all the time.
Did you see when he punched himself in the face?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what?
That's my kind of player. What?
He did something like this.
He punched himself in the face
Because he missed a kick.
the goal.
Yeah.
That's my kind of player. That's Diego Costa kind of like. Yeah. I think the shocker. I wasn't a shocker. I predicted that Liverpool. I think myself and Mr. Ephedrine predicted that Liverpool was going to beat Arsenal. Eugene, you're an Arsenal fan. What do you think?
Arsenal, I always tell people, as long as we have Wenger as our coach, anything can happen. We might win some games, we might lose some games, but and that's why I wasn't surprised that we lost, because it was a game that we should have won. But remember, Liverpool revamped themselves this summer, and but it's the first game of the season, and it's a long way
A lot
to
of
go.
Arsenal fans are frustrated.
I mean, we are.
I mean, I've seen videos on Arsenal TV of guys just calling for Wenger's
No, of
head.
course, I'm one of those people.
Come on, they've been going through this for 12 years.
Yeah,
it's not going to change.
My brother, believe me, I
agree.
agree 100%. Wenger's time has passed, and I pray that the end of this season he steps aside and we get like a coach, like a Mourinho kind of coach that will come in and revamp everything and bring in new energy to the team. But Arsenal is always going to be Arsenal as long as Wenger is there.
I'm sorry to tell you this. Wenger is going to retire with Arsenal, no matter what.
I don't think that's going to... No, we the fans going to make sure that
You
that does
stop
not
me.
happen.
But Wenger makes Arsenal a lot of money.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know why
It
they're
gets to a
complaining.
time where it's not just about making money, it's about winning games and winning championships. I mean,
But one of your owners just said today, one of the articles I read earlier today, that he did not buy his shares in Arsenal to win trophies. He wants to make money.
It's the wrong business. It's in the wrong business. It's in the wrong business
So
because
let's move on. So last week, I think myself, of course, Mr. Man City, Yinka, you were the only one that predicted that Man City was going to lose or tie. I think you predicted a tie.
Yeah.
And they won.
was
Speaking of
close,
Man
though.
City, how do you feel, Karl?
well, I mean, we got 3 points. That's what's important. It's the first game of the season. It's always going to be tough at home in front of the crowd, a new system, a new coach, new philosophy. It's always going to be difficult. And fortunately, we're able to get the lucky goal that won, but you create your own luck. What impressed me about the game was not the offense, was actually the defense. The rotation of the defense was amazing. From playing 4 in the back to 1 in the back to 2 in the back to having 2 inverted defensive fullbacks. Incredible rotation at the back. And because of that change in formation, that cross came in from Navas and the own goal happened. So for me, it was just watching him for the first time on the Premier League stage, doing what he does best, and winning, whether by luck or by not, we won. Now, the follow-up was Champions League game yesterday, where you saw in full glow the formation happening.
Yeah, but his formation was happening against a lesser team.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think you have to, as a coach, right, to a point, it doesn't matter, but also you have to look at it. Okay, were they able to execute the plan perfectly? I think so. So that's what it matters. What it doesn't matter is when you put a better and bigger opponent, can they do the same?
Here's the thing. This is game number 2 of the season,
Okay.
right? I would take this win. I would take the way they played versus what they played under Pellegrini for 2 or 3 years, because I see a tactical approach to the game. versus what happened to Pellegrini.
Like I told you earlier today, I mean, we need at least 3 to 4 games before we can actually say whatever Pep is doing or Jose or
here's where I disagree. I mean, I've watched City for years now, and what I saw them play, even against Sunderland and even against Steaua Bucharest, was markedly different from what Pellegrini has ever done.
But you struggled considerably against Sunderland.
It's always
it was a tactical error on the part of Sunderland by removing their striker Defoe and replacing him with the Man U. So that was what really disorganized, because they could have easily tied that game.
I mean, he started Stones for the first time. This is his second game with I think it was Otamendi. It was Kolarov in central defense. I mean, when you have, this guy's injured. What's his name? Captain Company. So we're still forming. This is not the finished article. So the fact that we won against Sunderland, for me, I'll take it.
I think we all predicted you will win, and you will win. I think Man City can still get much better. I believe that Pep is going to do a great job. But let's go to Man U. Last week, we all predicted that Man U, Jose was going to win. Because... Are
you serious right now?
Yeah, we did.
Jose is going to win, or Manchester is going to win?
Okay, I'm sorry. Come on. Correction. Manchester
is
going to win.
Please. So, it has nothing to do with him.
But you and I agreed that it was going to be like 1-0. We said it was going to be 1-0 last week because of the kind of coach Jose Mourinho is. Yeah. Now, Davido, you're the guest, you're the DJ today. You're also a Man U fan. What do you think about your game on Sunday?
Again, we're both United fans. Unfortunately, he's not a big Mourinho fan. I like Mourinho. I thought it was a good game. I mean, I watched some of the highlights. As I can see Karl already say, I watched some of the highlights. I mean, I watched some of the highlights. I mean, I thought it went well. Rooney, Zlatan, Ibrahimovic. I mean, if you look from the
tactically, do you think it was a good game?
I mean, look at the team we played. I mean, I think it's okay. I mean, I don't think it's a game that you can use to. Yeah. And I don't think you can judge from that game.
What do you think?
Yeah, like I'm just gonna, use the same sentiment like Karl with it. The first game under the new coach that is new to not a new league, but new set of players. So, but like him, I only watched their highlights, and from the report I got, it seems like nothing really changed from the way the team played last season.
Did you watch the game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for me, I like Mourinho. It's just I don't like Man U.
Gosh.
But the thing is, it's too early to tell. I just think Mourinho brings a new energy, but I didn't see really nothing impressive that went on. So. It's too early.
For me, I think the first goal was lucky. I think the guy from Bournemouth made a foolish mistake and somebody pounced on it. If the game had gone to halftime 0-0, I think you'd have seen some challenges. But first goal was lucky, last goal was lucky, the second one was good.
Look at Karl.
He
just said you walk your own luck.
Lucky?
Yeah, it was lucky. I said ours was lucky too.
But there's a way there was a way you phrased your own.
There's a difference between
lucky.
There's a difference between an own goal scored passed by a very good ball versus an own goal given to you by a defender free.
I agree with the first point, but the last
goal,
the last goal was lucky too. Okay, it was a good shot.
It was a good shot,
but it was a failure of defensive to cover him.
Don't worry about our noisy neighbor. That's what it do. You gotta give credit to.
I'll go back to this. Okay, so here's the thing. As a coach, right? And I'm not a fan of Mourinho. I've never hated him. I'm not a fan of the new Mourinho after he left Inter. I was looking for a couple things from him that hasn't changed. Tactically, I think he did better. And I'll tell you why. Because last year, Man U went to Bournemouth and lost. Right? This year, Bournemouth tried to bring the same energy, and they played well. The first goal was definitely a defensive mistake. That was a double blunder by the
Francis.
The second goal definitely good. The third goal good. But if you look at the ball possession and everything, I think Jose did well. For some reason, he's in love with Fellaini. He loves to play Fellaini in that middle. I'm not a fan of Fellaini. I think he's a decent player. I don't think he's a superstar. And I expected Man U to win because of the quality of player they have. The money that they used to get, Pogba alone can paid the whole salary for the players,
Bournemouth.
staff, and the cleaning crew of Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So there's quality on the field.
Ty,
So
the reason
they're
why
supposed
he picked Fellaini is because he likes that tall, big, strong defensive midfielder.
I agree.
He likes that.
Because
That
if you
that
look
pair.
at last year when Chelsea played, when he was with Chelsea, and we played Man U, he moved Zuma up.
Yeah.
To mark Fellaini because that to me as a coach that shows that he respects Fellaini.
Yeah.
For you to move Zuma up and bring Karl in to mark him, so
I
I know he's
think-
a fan of Fellaini.
yeah, I
now
think-
here's the question for Man U fan. Pogba is clear to play next week.
Yeah.
Right.
Friday.
If you Friday.
Friday.
It's Friday. It's true. Now, if you ask me, I think last week the best player on the field was Mata.
Oh yeah, I love
By
Mata.
far. Now, Pogba is coming in, and then there's the other midfielder. I forgot his name.
Carrick.
Mkhitaryan.
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 Yeah.
Mkhitaryan also is,
Okay, it's
is good
good.
to go.
Good.
Right? And I think he's going to start him. Do you think he's going to bench Mata?
It will be.
He will.
It will just. It's just good if he's a smart coach and a good manager. He will know to play Mata just not for. For the reason not to allow the press to keep raising the rumor of whether Mata is going to stay in United or not.
Ephedrine,
You know, I'll love him to use that sentiment and just play him.
I don't know
Ephedrine,
your team. You think not play Mata?
I think Mata will be on the bench.
He doesn't want Mata.
I agree with you. You know why I agree with you? Because it's a Friday night.
Yeah.
If he wins, he puts pressure on everybody else.
I agree.
He's gonna put his best people on the team to
He's
play.
going to win. It's the first home game.
He wants to make a statement.
With or without Mata, we're going to win the game.
Don't worry,
Alright.
I'll get to prediction. We're still going to get to prediction.
And I
Okay.
think Mourinho is such a big personality that he doesn't really care about
Right.
what the
Eugene,
press
do you think
anyone-
Mata should play, or do you think Mourinho will play Mata on
No, I
Friday?
think he's gonna be on the bench. Though that's a given. You're not gonna spend 100 million and bring in
No,
one
I
of the
agree
world's
with you
best
because
midfielders and put him.
Pogba is going to
you know.
play, but he's going to come in for Fellaini. That's what I'm saying.
but we just agreed that Jose likes Fellaini, so why would he take
No.
that he likes?
Fellaini played because of the fact that Pogba is unavailable, Carrick is unavailable, and the other guy is probably the new guy is probably not
Mkhitaryan.
ready. That's why.
Mkhitaryan plays the Rooney role, so
No,
between Rooney and
nobody-
Mkhitaryan, he has to choose which one.
Yeah,
Because he can't have both.
Rooney
Because if
is
he's going to
old.
bring in, if he's going to bring in two players, Mkhitaryan and Pogba, that means two players have to go.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to bench Rooney. I think he's actually a fan of Rooney. I think he likes.
Yeah, he
Rooney.
loves Rooney.
He likes Fellaini. He doesn't like Mata. He doesn't make it hidden. We've known that. We've seen that. He sold Mata. So I don't think Mata is going to start. I agree with you, David, that he's not going to start Mata.
But I don't think they're going to allow him to sell Mata because Mata to United right now is more than playing football itself.
As long
It's
as
more
Jose
than that.
is winning, he's going to do whatever he wants to do.
I'm telling you, there are certain things that when it comes to Manchester United, there are certain lines that you don't cross.
No, but you know,
and one of those
Mourinho
lines
is an
is
exception.
Mata.
You know, he
No,
always crosses
they're not.
lines. So
He knows.
Yeah.
This is not Chelsea we're talking about.
Let's
There's a structure in United. I'm telling you. There's
but
certain lines that you can't
Mourinho
cross.
has his own system. So the fact that he has
let's
a
move
system.
on. So
you know.
here's something that I think is fun that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Right? So if you look at the Conte's win last week, Chelsea's win, and look at Klopp, right? When Klopp beat Arsenal last week, his celebration, I thought it was great. I love it. As a coach, I've celebrated with the players. I have no problem with it. Apparently, some people have problem with it. Now, after the game, he apologized to Arsenal and saying that he was too happy or got into the game and intense and everything like that. Like I say, as a person, I don't have a problem with the
I
way
don't have a
coaches
problem with it.
celebrate.
Yep.
As long as you don't cross the line into the other box or
Yep.
disrespect the other coach.
Yep.
What do you guys think? I don't think you should
So
apologize.
why were they
If
upset?
the guy was an
Because
English
they said
coach,
excessive celebration.
If he
of-
was
That's
like-
what
if
it.
he
That's
was-
what it does. That's
That's
club for
what
you.
it-
Yeah.
thank you.
He's like,
I mean, what
did
do
you
you
see
think
him
you did?
slapping?
I think you should have apologized to
Well, you shouldn't. I mean, your
Carl,
team.
if Klopp was an English coach and he did that, they won't complain.
you know what? You got a point there.
If he was
Yeah.
an English coach and did that, they won't complain.
Klopp has always been like that.
But because
I
he's a
mean,
foreign coach,
It is a very passionate coach.
Yeah.
Like Conte.
Yeah.
I don't see anything with it. Okay, anyway. So, passionate coach, great coaches make big decisions. Man City.
yes, sir.
You guys benched Joe Hart.
And they should bench him.
Why?
We need a coach. We need. Look, you pay $8 million for a coach like Guardiola for his philosophy.
Okay.
His philosophy is ball possession, playing out from the back. Joe Hart cannot play out from the back. Guardiola likes goalkeepers who do so. For example, I have the data here. This is some research, right? Comparing Joe Hart versus Maino Noah for the past 3 seasons, right? Hart had 102 appearances. Noah had 97 appearances, right? Number of passes, short passes, total short passes for 3 years. Joe Hart 562, Maino Noah 2077. Pass accuracy, Joe Hart 49%, Maino Noah 85%.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There's no comparison. The man knows what he wants. He knows why he wants to play, and he wants the guy.
Yeah.
Now, should he play Caballero instead of Joe Hart? Yes. Why would I bring Joe Hart to play 2 games and get him off? Let him stay on the bench. Find another team to move off to. Claudio Bravo comes in. I put him there.
David, what do you think? England national team goalkeeper, starting goalkeeper, benched at Man City. You lived in England for a while. I mean, what do you think? You think it's a good thing for Pep to do?
I'm biased. I think he needs to go. I mean, I like Joe Hart, so but yeah.
I mean, I like Joe Hart as a person.
I'll give it. But again, it's all about tactics, right?
I can see why
it's all about tactics and it's all about what.
Well, I'll tell you what broke the camel's back. The friendly against Arsenal in Sweden. I don't know if you guys watched it.
No.
First half, Caballero play was 1-0. Second half, Joe Hart came in 2 goals that he considered soft goals. The coach went crazy, and that was it. That was the end of Joe Hart.
So what do you think?
Before I listened to Karl's statistics, I read the article. I mean, about Joe Hart earlier on today. I was just laughing. Pep is actually right. You understand? Because one of the things that Joe Hart can't do is to pass from the back, and it's according to Pep, he wants a sweeper-like goalkeeper, someone that can, coordinate things from the back moving forward. And aside that,
I mean, basically, plain and simple, do you think it's a good idea?
Oh yeah, it's a good idea. Okay. And one other thing he said was that it's not like Joe Hart cannot learn how to do that, but he's 29 years old right now. It's going to take time. That time is what they don't have right now. So
I
it's
think
got to go.
reason, I mean, and one thing about Pep is he likes goalkeeper that can play with their feet, like you said.
Yeah.
And that's why he likes Neuer and all these German keepers. So I mean, anything you want to add to that, Eugene, before we move on?
I can see why why the British are upset, because he's the English national coach, national keeper. So but the coach has to.
Yeah. So what's the last point, right?
If you had a choice of Claudio Bravo or Joe Hart, who will you pick?
I have some list of names here that are new striker to new team, either to EPL or to new teams this year. Ahmed Musa, Negredo, Redmond, Main, and Zlatan. Me personally,
I'm missing one, Coach Taiye.
Which one is that?
Sadio Mane.
Mane. Okay, yeah, Mane. I said that. Mane. I think I call him Main, but it's Mane.
Okay. Mane, yeah.
Mane, yeah. So, out of all those strikers, to me personally, my opinion is I like Mane. I love what he did this week. Taking the ball from the outside in, cutting to his left foot, and it was one of the goals of the week for me. Love it. And a new team, and it's showing why they paid, I think, 35 million for him. Zlatan, I think Zlatan finished when he needed to, but I don't think overall he didn't play well. So if I have to pick a striker of the week, I will go with Mane. What do you? I mean, Eugene, who's your?
I would go with Ibrahimovic, Zlatan, because I mean they brought him to score. He scored goals. I think for me he's one of the best investments this summer. So, and he's still doing what he's supposed to.
I'm a big fan of Mane. I believe we messed up by not buying him. I mean, it could have been an understudy for Rooney. He's still 25 years old. I mean, if we had bought it at Manchester, we probably could have gotten about 6 to 8 years out of him. Easy.
Hi, Davido. I know you're biased towards Man U. I'm guessing you go with Zlatan.
Yeah, he's doing what we brought him to do. No, I'm sorry.
I agree. That's what he's supposed to do.
Everybody else is doing what they brought him to do.
Yeah, for me it's Mane. It has to be Mane.
That goal was
the movement, the energy, the positioning was
just one
phenomenal.
game.
And I don't think
Mane has been consistent.
No, but what we're saying is who was the best striker for last week? So week one.
If you watch,
and I think Musa did well, but I don't think because they didn't win, he didn't score. As a striker, you got to score. Like we all agree.
Musa has a lot of energy.
He added a lot of energy. But so before we wrap up, picks of the week, right? So right now it's a 3-way tie. between the three big clubs. Chelsea's a little bit behind, thanks to me. Friday night, Man U and Southampton.
I think it's gonna be 2-1
2-1.
in favor of Man U.
David, Man U, Southampton.
I said 2-0.
Man U, who's winning?
Really? Yes.
I gotta ask you on camera, so you can't lie.
I think it's gonna be a tie. 1-1.
I love your confidence.
I think it's gonna be a tie because you don't sleep up on Southampton. I think I love Southampton.
I agree
the
with
style of playing.
They drew 1-1.
Yeah.
1-1. I'll go with a tie. I think I think even though it's Man U is at home. I still think it's a tie.
I think you guys are just being biased. That's
you might
what
be
it is.
biased, but that's
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Saturday morning, 7:30 a.m. Stoke City, Man City. Mr. Man City, let me start with
I think we're going to nick it by 2-1.
Okay. I got Man City too.
I think a tie. 1-1.
1-1.
David.
I actually had 2-1 actually. 2 in favor of Man City.
Okay, Man City. Burnley, Liverpool.
Liverpool
2-0.
Away, I think 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay.
2-0.
We all agree. Liverpool. Okay. All right. Swansea, Hull City. That's a tricky one.
That's a tough one. I'll say a 2-2.
Okay.
No, I say Swansea 1-0.
1-1.
2-0 Swansea.
I'll go with Swansea because they're home. I'll give it to the home team. Next one is kind of tricky also. Tottenham, Crystal Palace.
3-0 Tottenham.
Tottenham
At home.
2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
I'm going with 2-0 Tottenham.
Tottenham? Alright, Tottenham too. Probably 2-0. 10 o'clock game. Chelsea, Watford. Away. I'm going to go with Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea.
Even though I hate to say this,
Contest
but
too much.
Chelsea 1-0.
2-0 Chelsea.
3-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, okay. West Ham, Everton.
That's a tough
West
one.
Brom, I'm sorry. West Brom.
Oh, okay.
West Brom, Everton. West Brom is at home. Don't forget that.
It's gonna be a
2-1
draw.
West
1-1.
Brom. 2-1 West Brom.
1-1 for me.
I think it's a tie 1-1.
1-1.
1-1. David? This guy actually did his homework. This is a tough one. 12:30 Saturday, I gotta find wherever I am. I gotta watch this game. Leicester City, Arsenal.
Arsenal 2-1.
Oh, Arsenal.
Leicester is at home.
It doesn't
Arsenal
matter.
2-1. Last
It's
season
just,
they beat them twice.
How about you?
That's a tough one. It's gonna be 2-2.
I think Arsenal 2-1.
2-0 Arsenal.
No
2-1.
N'Golo Kante.
2-1
I'm going with
Arsenal.
Leicester, and the reason why I'm going with Leicester is the same reason why I went with Liverpool last week. Arsenal defense is still not there yet, and because of that, going against Vardy, I think Vardy is going to make them pay. And Vardy is my striker in my fantasy league, so I'm
gonna
going
be a
with
game.
Leicester. Anybody else want to change their mind?
No, 2-1
Sure?
Arsenal.
No, I'm
Arsenal
sticking
gonna
with
win.
2-2.
Arsenal.
Vardy is
Give it a
going to
chance.
score, and Arsenal will always find a way to score back.
Sunday morning, Sunderland, Middlesbrough.
Sunderland.
Sunderland 2-0.
Sunderland
1-0.
1-0.
Okay, I'll go with Sunderland.
1-0 Sunderland.
Sunderland. West Ham and Bournemouth.
West Ham 2-0.
West
West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham 2.
West Ham is at home,
West
so I'll go with West
Ham.
Ham.
Yeah.
2-0.
Okay.
2-0, yeah.
2-0. All right. That's our predictions. Like I always say, it's on camera, so you can lie about it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It's been fun to having you guys. DJ Davido, Mr. Ephedrine, Mr. Eugene, Karl O, my brother. Thank you for coming once again. See you guys next week. Afrobeat Live. AfrobeatLive.net. And don't forget to download our music at 24/7 on iTunes and Android. And don't forget to follow us, follow our YouTube page. Thank you very much and have a blessed evening.
Some like Shabba. Some like Shabba. Some like Shabba.